Good afternoon. Welcome to day 3 here at the GVA Wind Festival on the shores of beautiful Lake Geneva. My name is Sandy and I'm joined in the booth with Greta Marchega.
So good to be back with you guys. I missed you and I missed our booth. It's so good to be back.
We missed you as well. Yeah, great to have you here.
You charmer.
Calling the action, and we've got some fun in store for today as well.
Oh yes, a lot of excitement, a lot of action.
Yeah, and speaking of action, I mean, we had some yesterday. Greta, you missed it. Oh,
I missed it. I missed it only here, you know. I didn't miss it on the screen.
Of course, yeah, exactly. That's the beauty of the live stream. Yeah, you guys don't need to be here. Yeah, we had some amazing action yesterday. An intense day for that first qualification round for the tow-in. Perfect conditions for it. There was a little bit of wind. Some of the riders struggling, but we saw some amazing moves. Before we get into what's going on today, let's take a little look at some of the highlights from yesterday. Welcome to day 2 of the GVA Wind Festival here in the beautiful Geneva. With qualification 1 getting started, the riders headed out onto the platform to get ready to be towed by the winch at speeds of up to 80 kilometers an hour towards that wake boat wave and send it for all the people on the beach walk. Some standouts of the day were Leonard Neubauer and Micah Hooverman, both putting down some incredible airtime and landing the moves with ease. That's it for day 2 here in Geneva. Join us tomorrow for some incredible action. We'll be finishing qualification round 1, getting into qualification round 2, and of course seeing some incredible riders take to the water. Sam and Steven van Broekhoven, you're not going to want to miss it. See you there.
Oh wow, so beautiful, amazing.
Yeah, incredible action from yesterday. Having that wake boat and kicking up that wave, it just adds a whole new dimension to towing.
It's a game changer, right? Yeah. It's a complete different dimension. It's a complete different things. And actually, talking to the riders earlier, they are so impressed by these waves. It's crazy.
I mean, and interestingly enough, you know, a lot of them said it does take a little bit of getting used to, and especially with the winch as well. You know, sometimes they're towed in with the jet ski, and they're probably more familiar with that. The winch is towing them up to 80 kilometers an hour, so a lot faster than you'd usually be going windsurfing. But with that, we did have a little bit of an incident with the winch yesterday. The rope actually split, so by the time they'd replaced it, there wasn't enough time for us to actually finish qualification 1. So it was the last 2 riders of the day, Jamie Howard and George Grisley, up against each other. 2 Brits, they've sailed a lot together, they've trained a lot together. They were kind of against each other, and they were sort of, and it was also a battle for who would take that 3rd place and qualify for tomorrow's finals.
A very important one,
a very important one. Yeah, so given that we couldn't finish that yesterday, we went through it earlier on today, and boy was it exciting. And yeah, let's cut and see what the outcome of that was. And we are kicking off with the last 2 riders of qualification 1, 2 British riders, George Grisley and Jamie Howard. This is a real important matchup here. Essentially, whoever performs best in this one will end up in that 3rd spot. George Grisley currently has that 3rd position, but if he, for whatever reason, messes up, if something goes wrong, or if Jamie Howard pulls something huge out of the bag, there is a potential that he will overtake George and end up in that 3rd position and will advance through into tomorrow's final alongside Leonard Neubauer and Jens Kers.
Jamie, the pressure is on.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So, what are you aiming for now? Do you have already a trick in your mind that you're going to prosecute now?
I have in mind, I'd like to try and do a shaka. It's not something I've ever tried on tow-in before, so it could go either way. I feel like I have to land something that's going to score some points if I do land it in order to get through, so I've got to risk it a bit.
Jamie Howard getting up, getting ready for his run. Both feet in the straps. Let's see what he's got for us. I'm excited about this one. George will be watching this one with a lot of intent. I don't know. He's going to kind of be sitting there going, you know, is he going to, I kind of hope he messes up. Jamie goes down.
Huge catapult.
It looked dangerous.
I don't know if that counts or if he gets another go, but it would be nice if they didn't, because then I would be through. Jamie's also my friend, so I want him to do well.
As we see Jamie Howard getting up and going for his second attempt. This will be his last attempt.
It's looking good. The wake boat's coming. It's got lots of speed.
Woo!
I couldn't really see it behind the boat, but he went for the shaka, but I couldn't see how clean the landing was.
Yeah, it lined up a bit better on the second one, and I tried to make it like a shaka. I don't really know how much of a shaka it was like. So different in towing, but yeah, I'm not sure I've done enough, but good fun though.
George, you're positioned very well actually in the current ranking. What is your aim now for this session?
Yeah, to be honest, this one I just want to get through the session into the final. I think it was a really stacked fleet that I was in yesterday, and a bit upset not to finish it, but if I can get through and get into the final, I'm already happy with that. Yeah, third on the overall tow-in rankings from Vasul, so to get up into that and get more points would be good for the overalls, and yeah, it's also really good fun doing tow-in, so I just want to do more runs and have more tries.
It's all about the show, right?
Exactly.
So, do you have already some tricks in your mind?
Yeah, also like Jamie, I'm going to try a move I've never done before, the shove it spot.
As the winch starts to pull George, and let's see what he's got for us. Carving out onto the toes. Oh! Shove it Spock, there it is, goes massive on the shove it Spock, goes down at the end, but managed to get himself round.
That was good.
George, that was a lot of airtime. What happened?
I don't really know, to be honest. I just like hit it at quite a good point, and then yeah, the last thing I remember was trying to get my hands around the sail. I think my outhaul snapped, so a lot of pressure like coming down. But yeah, I don't know what Jamie got in the end, so I don't know if it was enough or what I had to do, but I gave it my best shot, so yeah.
So we just got the news that indeed it was enough. You proceed to the final, George. Well done.
Perfect. Yeah, stoked with that. I'm really just wanted to be in the final, so to make that happen with such a stacked fleet, with Jensel going out, yeah, pretty happy about that.
Happiness there from George.
Definitely.
Yeah, he'd actually already qualified for it before he'd even like been pulled in to take off for that shove it Spock, and I was kind of sat here and I was like, oh yeah, no, make sure no one tells him. We want to add a bit of drama to it.
We kept the surprise and the drama.
We need him. We need him to go big. So we're like, nah,
exactly.
let's let him do it. So yeah, really cool. Yeah, to see George going through. Obviously, just signed that big contract with Duotone. This is his first event on it. Despite having a little equipment malfunction there, but everything seems to be good. And yeah, it's pretty great for him to be getting that momentum as we get into the last couple of events of the year before that winter training season.
It will add a lot of motivation also for him.
Absolutely,
I'm sure.
yeah. And I know he was a bit nervous about it. New gear, and is it going to be okay? So yeah,
it's always like a fresh start. Actually, always a little bit like starting from zero.
For sure. For sure. Well, with that, let's take a little look at what we've got coming up today. And let's take a little look at the format, so how this works with the tow-in. So essentially, each rider has 3 tries, 1 in each format. So you have the combo, putting moves together by popping on the landing, the more the better. This is where we want you to look like a skipping stone. So we want to see you popping across the water multiple times. You very rarely see them using a wave for this, although there are rumours that some of the riders will be. But generally with the combo, you stick to the flat water. And as I said, we want to see you bouncing into moves. The judges want to see that. The airtime, that's everyone's favourite, I think, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Everybody loves airtime, you know. It's the most exciting one. It's the more dramatic one. So I also have to say, I have to admit, it's my favourite one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, the airtime, it's a pretty simple one. It's all about getting as high as possible, staying in the air for as long as you can. So going big. Generally, this is where we see those kind of Pasco rotations. But, as we saw with George, going for something like a shove it Spock, you are going up, you are going high. And then finally, this is a really interesting one, the regular format. So this is where we want to see something a bit different. Typically within tow-in, a lot of the moves are that kind of almost like switch. You've already ducked the sail. So they kind of look like flackers, but also funnels, burners, these kind of cartwheel rotations where you're facing the sail. Regular, they want to see something a little bit different. They want to see...
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Bowles Muller yesterday doing a cheese roll. Shove it Spocks, shakas, different moves that we wouldn't traditionally see. That's what the judges want to see. And as we see, Lisa Kloster, she's been doing some different moves recently.
Girl power coming in.
Girl power coming in hot. Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of girl power, I think you had the chance to catch up with some of the girls earlier on this morning.
Exactly. I had a little chat with Lisa and Amina, and both super excited about the Tawin.
Yeah.
And actually, for Amina, it's the first time in general, and for Lisa, actually, she was also not doing it so often yet.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting for the both of them and something new. So very looking forward to see them in action.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's take a little look at Greta had a bit of a chat with them earlier on today.
Hi everyone from beautiful Geneva. We're here with Power Lady Lisa. Hello. And Anina. Welcome, girls. So ladies, we're going to aim Tawin today. What are your expectations about the Tawin session of today?
Yeah, I'm really hyped because here in Geneva we have one of the biggest waves. So I hope we can see some big sands. Yeah.
And what are you going to aim today? Do you have any tricks in your repertoire which are special for the Tawin?
Yeah, I will try the air funnel and thinking about trying the shaka again, but I will see in the training how it goes. So yeah.
Okay, so we're tuned and looking forward to see it. Anina, what about you? How is it for you to do Tawin in one of your Swiss home lakes?
Well, it's the first time here in Geneva, and it actually also is the first time doing Tawin for me. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, I did the training yesterday, but I'm super excited how it's going to be today. And so, yeah, just have fun.
And how did the training go yesterday for you? How is your feeling?
At first it was quite hard. Well, it's it's different than normal surfing, but at the end it was quite okay, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. And what are you going to aim today? So which tricks do you have in your pocket?
At the moment I don't have anything for Tawin, so I'm just going to try anything, like jumping into wave, maybe a shove it, or I don't know. We're going to see how it's going to end.
Cool. That sounds very exciting. And girls, what would you tell if other girls would like to try Tawin? What is your message and what is your motivation to tell them, okay, girls, come on, let's do it?
Yeah, there's an adrenaline rush, even though there's no win at all. We can have some fun and try some moves. Yeah. Just try it.
Perfect. That's it. It's all about the right mod and the right mindset. And what about you, Anina?
Yeah, I'd also say just try it. It's super fun. If you have the opportunity, try it. Yeah.
Cool. We're very looking forward to see you ripping, girls. And good luck. See you later.
Great to hear from the girls there. Yeah, as we can see, on something we've discussed, with the tour. Obviously, it's great getting some riders who haven't done the toe-in before, or perhaps haven't had a chance to compete before. They're only kind of learning their first moves. We always encourage them, come along to the event. We're not intimidating. It's not necessarily all about the top level of the sport. Obviously, we do have world champions here competing with us. We've got some of the best riders in the world, but it's all about getting that windsurf community together and getting some of those up-and-coming riders to come and join in and practice and learn some moves. And speaking of world-class riders, I am joined in the booth by none other than British rider Mr. Jamie Howard.
Hello.
Jamie, or Jim Jam as I like to call you. Yeah, Jamie, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Cheers.
Yeah,
Yes.
how's the event been so far for you? Obviously, not really the result you expected, but this is kind of you had a few years out of doing the events and things. Obviously, we've sailed a lot together in the UK, so I've seen your level. But what's it been like this year for you coming back and getting involved in the events again?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's been so much fun just getting back onto the kind of scene a little bit.
Yeah.
There's such a good community of riders. Like, you see everyone at each spot, and you catch up, and it's so inspiring to watch everyone as well. Like, really gets you motivated to get back on it and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And especially for you, you've had like a few years out, and then you perhaps so, like George is the perfect example, purely because I know you guys have sailed a lot together. You guys have been on trips and things, and to watch him suddenly just climb these ranks, or even some of the girls, Lisa Kloster for example, suddenly you come back in after a couple of years and you're like, wow, these guys are all really they've improved so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be really cool to see. I mean, I know for us and those of you watching at home as well, it's pretty great. As we take a look at the island sitting out there, talk me through what's going on. You were sat out there yesterday. What's kind of going through your head? Is it nerves? Is it excitement? Is it a bit of both?
Definitely a bit of both. Yeah, I always feel a bit. I mean, I think there's something a bit more nerve-wracking about doing toe-in.
For sure.
In that you've got your one go. Well, in each round, you've got your one shot to do it. There's no room for making a mistake.
Yeah.
And you know that everyone is focused on you because it's just one at a time.
Yeah.
So when you're in that kind of queue, waiting for your go, it's a little bit.
Well, it's also different as well, I guess. When you're windsurfing and it's windy and things like that, you've got so many things going on around you, and you're thinking about the wind and things. You're not necessarily going, oh, I'm heading right towards a rock where there's loads of people sitting watching, and all they're looking at is me, and I can hear a drone over my head and things. You know, it is much more about the show rather than the moves. As we take a look at the Qualification 2 roster. These are the male athletes. So we've got Fivo Supras, Andreas Rossler, Sam Steve, Steven van Broekhoven, Tim Gerdes, and Bodie Kempen, who taught me through, your thoughts there, looking at those riders.
I mean, we're definitely going to be on for a good show.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Some
number one,
hitters.
Fovios, he's been going mad.
Mate.
Like, he's one of those guys that just, you never really know what's going to happen, because he tries. It's interesting because he tries a bit more of a range of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't just go for the safe moves. Like in the warm up yesterday or a couple of days ago, we saw him. Yeah.
And then the women's, we've got Lisa Kloster and Anina Himos. Anina, as you saw in the video earlier, you know, this is her first event. She's kind of coming along, Swiss rider, and she's just, you know, getting involved and trying the toe-in. As we see Lisa Kloster getting warmed up. So this is the combo. So this is all about bouncing, jumping into second move. So they won't really be using the wave for this. Talk me through it. Do you have a kind of preferred one? Which one did you enjoy? This was your first event really kind of using the wave?
Yeah, it was. So I've done a fair bit of toe-in with the flat water. But yeah, I'm guessing probably Lisa's going to be wanting just to get something down, hopefully.
Yeah.
Probably go for some sort of double funnel kind of.
I would say so.
I mean, it's the safer move to go for.
Yeah.
I say that. I completely messed mine up. Tripped the rail, but
that's what happens, you know, and as you said, that is the thing with towing. It is brutal. You have one go. You know, if you catapult or if you lose the line or anything on the way to doing your move, you get one extra go. You get to try once more. But if you crash your move, that's it. Of course, you have a discount, so they take your best two moves. So say you do really badly in the combo, but you have a good air move and a good regular move, they'll take the scores from those two and add them together, and that will be your score. So, yeah, it's a difficult one. You know, but equally, as we see, this is the crowd starting to gather. It is coming up on Friday evening here in Geneva. People are finishing work and coming down to enjoy the show. As we see Lisa Kloster getting up. This is actually the hardest part of towing when you're learning, is actually getting yourself up in the foot straps and into this position that we see Lisa in now. Obviously, Lisa's making it all look far too easy.
Nice and flat today as well.
Yeah, no wind at all. Letting go a little bit earlier, jumps round. Oh, pops into that second one. Solid effort there from Lisa Kloster. Thumbs up to say that she's okay. As we've been instructed by the rescue guys, thumbs up every time. Let them know they're fine. But yeah, just didn't quite manage to time that second pop. It looked like she needed to do it a little bit earlier.
Possibly, yeah, let herself slow down a little bit too much maybe after letting go.
Yeah, but that's scary, isn't it?
You could see her like compressing for the bounce though.
Yeah.
So the judges will definitely take that into account.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, she managed to bounce, but she just. It's one of those things, once you've come out of it, you need to kind of get back over the board again, don't you? You know? So, yeah, pretty difficult one there. But, yeah, solid first run there from Lisa Kloster. She will put some points on the board. And, yeah, I know she's been doing a lot of training over the last few days. They've been some kind of practice sessions, and she's been doing quite a bit with the ramp. And I think she's been really enjoying that. So I think that's probably going to be where she's going to be wanting to make a bit of a statement.
That's what we're all excited for, the ramp.
That's what we're all excited for. Yeah, is the ramp. But yeah, good effort there from Lisa. As you said, yeah, maybe just let go a little bit too early, let herself slow down, and then yeah, just couldn't quite get that second pop going.
I mean, I guess it's one of those things, because in a normal run, she probably would have taken the first one, realised that like she didn't quite have enough speed, and then sailed out clean.
Yeah.
But because you have to do the combo, she had to go for it again. You know?
Exactly, yeah. But that's what adds the element of excitement. And I suppose one of the big things with the toe-in that we don't want to see is just the same move done by every single rider. So that's why it's broken down into these different formats, because otherwise you would have them going, oh, well, I'll just stick this landing and just kind of sail out of it. And of course, yeah, it's great and it's exciting, but after, 10 riders have done the same move, I'm sure those of you at home, everyone, it goes, well, we want to start seeing something a bit different. And that's why we have the regular category as well, because we want to start seeing, things like your kulos, your konos, shakas, shove-it box, all those different moves.
Get people thinking outside the box a little bit more.
Absolutely. And like you said earlier, Fivos, he's definitely going to be a rider to watch in terms of thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
As we see Anina Himos, one of our rookies, choosing to actually start already in the foot straps. I saw Micah doing this yesterday as well. It's quite interesting. Some of the riders kind of have a bit of a different technique. Personally, for me, when I've done towing, and I know you're exactly the same, you kind of start with your feet out of the foot straps and walk your way back as you get up and going. A bit like when you get planing and you walk back towards the straps.
Yeah.
But worked pretty well for her there.
Yeah.
So I think Anina's actually a bit more of a kind of foil freestyler. Her board actually says foil on it. I think it's a custom flicker. So let's see how she does. This is her first time doing towing. Whoa!
Oh.
Just didn't quite get the pop there. Fair play, giving it a shot. That is what we love to see. Hopefully it will be inspiring riders to come along and give this a go. Towing's a difficult one because you kind of don't. It's such a hard thing to train.
It's not really something that people train so much, is it?
You do it. You either do it at events, or you do it if your mate has a jet ski, or if you're working in a windsurfing center somewhere around the world and you have a powerboat and there's a no wind day and you go, oh, why don't we all go practice some towing? It's rare that you get to actually just do it at home, unless you've got a jet ski, in which case, yeah, you're very lucky and that's great and get on it. But it's a difficult one.
Yeah, it's been cool. This time, it's the first time I've used the winch.
Yeah.
And it's actually really surprising how fast that is.
Yeah.
It's like just as fast as a jet ski.
It's 80 kilometers an hour.
Is it?
Yeah. 80 kilometers an hour the winch tows you. I think the jet ski in Austria tops out at 100, but I don't think they ever really top you out. So realistically, it probably is exactly the same speed.
I mean, you certainly don't have a problem with speed there, yeah. No. I mean, and that's the other thing. You're probably going into a move 3 times faster than you ever normally would. Yeah. In the, windy conditions.
Yeah. So you need to kind of take a bit of a different attitude towards it, and that's why you see so many of the riders letting go early and kind of sitting and waiting for a bit, getting right over the sail, especially if they want to do something like a burner or something like that. Kind of bringing that sail forward, letting it fill with that apparent wind, I suppose, and then jumping it round. You need to. It's that fine line. If you let go too early, you're not going to have enough speed to actually jump the move. And that's perhaps what we saw with Lisa. Maybe she let go but kind of waited a bit too long. But you also, if you let go straight away and then go straight into your move.
It's just getting that sweet spot, isn't it?
As we see Bodie Kempen.
Oh.
So first male up for the combo. He's been doing some good moves earlier in the training. He was out and he was popping around like a skipping stone. So I think we're going to see something cool from Bodie here. Obviously on that all Severn gear. Let's see what he's got for us. So as we said, stepping in, just like what you were saying, doesn't start in the foot straps. And kind of cuts out on the toes. You're sort of cutting out away from it so you get a little bit more speed there. Let's go. First one. Oh, got a bit tangled up there.
Just couldn't quite get over it again on the second one, was it?
It looked like something weird happened with the first rotation. It's always in the start, isn't it? The takeoff.
Completely. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I've realised with the wave as well. Yeah. When you're jumping off that, if you get the initial part right, it will start going. Yeah. But as soon as you go off axis at the start, you're kind of
everything's a bit out of whack, and that's what it looked like there. Earlier on, he was busting them out, no problem at all. But it kind of looked, like he kind of went a bit too far out away from the board on the first one. So by the time he landed and popped for the second one, he was too far outboard, I suppose you could call it. Yeah. But points on the board, that's what we want. And that's the beauty of having these 3 different formats. So they get 1 go for each format, but he has a discard. If say he does really well in the air and the regular category, it's all good. You can get rid of this. Yeah. Equally, if he has an absolute meltdown in any of them, and crashes really badly, he knows that he's got a reasonable score for this to kind of back him up a bit.
I feel like this early combo round is one just to get something on the board.
100%. Well, it's a bit more like your traditional, your kind of traditional towing, isn't it? You flat water, getting towed in, seeing you double bounce into it. It's something that pretty much all the riders have done before. So he just landed it a bit weird. Look there, kind of wasn't over the board enough. Got a bit tangled up.
First one was sick, though.
Yeah, full air funnel. Whoa.
It's kind of strange. Normally, if I was watching that as a windsurf move, you'd be saying, "Oh, the wind didn't quite backwind right on the second one," but there is no wind.
You need to look at it so differently, don't you? Yeah. But that's the interesting thing about towing. It was cool chatting to Andreas Rossler, who we've got in this qualification round. He said he actually learnt a lot of moves in towing first before windsurfing. So things like burners, he said, even shove it spocks, you know, certain moves. He kind of learned them in towing and then learned them in the wind. And he said it's really helped him. So it's quite interesting. I guess different people have different things. It's a bit of an unorthodox way of doing it, but...
I mean, I suppose a lot of these moves rely on you going switch, ducking the sail normally, and then having good speed, which in itself takes quite a long time to do, to learn to, I mean, and then maybe at first you'll be getting 1 in every 10 goes at it. So it gives you more chance to practice the actual move.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I know even like George Grisley as well, you know, I'm pretty sure he said as well, you know, things like double funnel, stuff like that. He learned it in towing at first, you know, to actually be able to bounce into that second rotation. Towing is a great way to get your get the hang of doing that as well.
Definitely.
Man on screen needs no introduction at all. The most successful European freestyler of all time, Steven van Broekhoven. What's he got for us? He said, I think he might have something special coming. Woo! Bit close to that boy there.
I think he's showboating a bit.
Let's see what he's got. He's cutting right in towards there. Cutting out onto the toes now. Get that extra bit of acceleration. 1, 2, 3. Silky, smooth. Called it.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Done like that. Perfect there from Steven van Broekhoven. Really cool style on that second rotation. Like super nose down. Like much more of a kind of flakka shaka sort of style.
Yeah.
And it's quite unique how, even though the conditions aren't different at all, you do have some riders that it looks like an air funnel, and some riders it looks like a flakka shaka. It's quite weird how that happens.
It is. I think it's just very, very slight differences in the angle of the sail and kind of like we were saying before, it's the way it starts kind of determines the sort of axis of the spin.
I think so, yeah. If you throw it more across, it tends to look a bit more like a flakka shaka, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if you're just kind of throwing it forwards and throwing your body around, it ends up that kind of air funnel rotation. But that, solid from Steven there. I mean, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't expect any less from Steven there. But yeah, solid work from him.
He's not done any training on it over the week either.
No, he said he wants to. He didn't want to. He wanted to stay fresh for this. Obviously, you know, he is one of the. I don't want to be rude about it because he's literally Steven van Broekhoven, but he is, you know, one of the older riders on tour, and I think he is being a bit careful of like, no, I don't want to, you know, injure my ankle or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure he won't. He still seems to be made of elastic. But yeah, I think he's just being a bit more careful. So yeah, I think he deliberately didn't want to do any of the practice runs. Also, he knows he's still got it. He knows he's got the moves. So, you know, he's not too worried. Here we go on replay. So there's that one. Yeah, sticks the nose down. And then just pops it round again, super easy.
Yeah, it's definitely sort of flakka shaka style, isn't it? Well, flakka shaka flakka.
Flakka shaka flakka. Yeah, really sick there from Steven. Woo! Looks really cool on that water angle there. The first one was actually quite big as well. I don't think I quite realised. The first one was like full air rotation. Take a little look at that winch there. That's what we're talking about. Towing them at 80 kilometres an hour. So yeah, a lot of speed there. So next up, the Flying Frenchman, Sam Steve, another rider who needs no introduction. This is what we're excited about. Jamie, I can see the look on your face. Yeah. Although, as I said, you know, he's the first and I think only rider to have successfully landed a triple rotation all in the air. Let's see what he's got for us in the combo category. 1, 2. Oh!
Love the little hair flick at the
end. Yeah, that was so stylish. And just straight onto the dock.
That was very stylish.
That was so steezy. So didn't pop into the third rotation like Steven.
No.
But I'm going to say I enjoyed that more. Yeah. The second one was also like basically a full rotation in the air, like full shaka.
The second one was almost bigger than the first pop.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we'll wait to check out the replay. But yeah, that was crazy. And then like came out essentially planing. Yeah. Planed all the way to the dock, stepped off. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was incredible from Sam and Steve. So, I mean, that's a little taste of, you know, what we're potentially going to get once we add that wake boat in.
I'm interested to see how they'll score that compared to Steven, which...
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like you say, it was obviously much higher, but...
But one less rotation.
So I would assume combo...
It's difficult because the judging is quite specific depending on what that category is.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is difficult. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what those scores are. But yeah, for me, I think, given how clean it was, here we go. Full air. That was so sick.
It almost has a little tweak in
I don't know what he did on that second rotation. Ooh. He like came back over his front leg.
Yeah.
And managed to, it started like a shaka, but it turned into an air funnel. Oh, that was sick. Yeah, Sam, so far, I know maybe I'm meant to, not take sides or anything like that, obviously, commentating, but I'm going to say so far, I think Sam and Steve, that was my favorite one so far. Steven, as you said, did pop into that third rotation. If you guys are watching, or wherever you're watching, Facebook, YouTube, let us know in the comments who you're rooting for. Let us know what you think, which of the moves is your favorite so far, which of the athletes you're rooting for, where you're watching from, what you should be doing instead. Although it's 6 o'clock local time on a Friday night, you should be watching windsurfing, let's face it. So yeah, a couple of comments coming in. Success, some love coming in for Bodie Kempen on Facebook. Cheers from Shaka Fuerta from Mateo. Cheers. We hope you guys are enjoying the show. Yeah, let us know what you want to see.
Got Andreas, have we?
Andreas Rossler coming in hot. Young Austrian rider, up and coming. He's just spent the summer in Greece, and he's been learning some moves. Let's see what he's got. Whoa!
Sick.
Stuck it. Stuck it. He's stoked with that one. That might be the best one he's done.
Yeah, he'll be really happy with that.
Yeah, that was sick.
I've seen him. He was going for a couple of them earlier in the practice.
Yeah.
He was like jumping high, but for some reason it was almost kind of what happened with Bodie. The sail was kind of not quite taking him round the second one.
It looked like he was getting a bit stuck on that second rotation. Yeah, so that one went completely round. Didn't quite manage to stabilize it at the end, but I mean there was literally zero wind. So yeah. He's going to be pretty stoked with that one, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. That was really nice.
Yeah, Andreas Roster, nice work from him. And then finally, coming up next, we've got Fivos Supras.
Oh.
So yeah, Greek rider, but German now. Yeah, sails a lot in Germany, lives in Kiel, up in the north of Germany, windsurfs a lot with the crew up there. Yeah, and he absolutely rips. And yeah, over the last couple of days, we've seen some really different, quite exciting moves from him.
Yeah, that's definitely what we want to see in towing. I think just we've got to keep that variation, and he's going really radical.
Yeah, he's just doing things. He's just doing different things, which is what we want to see. It's really exciting. Yeah, so let's wait and see what Fivos has got for us. Little replay there, Andreas there. Yeah, really nice. Managed to jump around. Love from the drone angle there. You can see where he landed.
I was just thinking that. It looks like skimming a stone. Like
yeah, it literally does look like skimming a stone. Oh, nice big first rotation.
Nice.
Sick. He's going to be really stoked with that. As we see Fivos getting ready to go.
What do you reckon Fivos has got?
I think he's going to play it cool for this one. Like you said, this one is kind of, you
get something in the bank.
You're building a house.
Yeah.
You're building a house. You got to build the foundations first. And I think he's just going to go. He's going to put some moves down, and then he knows he can go big for the airtime and the combo.
I did see him get a triple earlier in practice. So.
Fivos, what's he got for us? Yeah, I think we're going to see that kind of air funnel into air funnel kind of thing. He's really got the flak of shakas down, so let's see it. One.
Oh.
Tripped over his board.
It's like the nose actually almost kind of pole vaulted there.
Yeah, it did.
What's that called when the sailing boat does that? Pitch pole.
A pitch pole.
A pitch pole.
A pitch pole, yeah. Yeah, like a catamaran.
He's smiling though.
I don't know what happened there. He went massive on the first rotation.
I think because he was wanting the 3 pops, he very much let go and went straight
into it.
And sort of the faster you're going, the more hectic and
as you said, you almost want to take a second, let go. A bit like when you duck the sail. If you've got lots of speed, you don't necessarily want to duck the sail and jump straight round.
Yeah.
You want to duck it, sit there for a second, let it power up. By letting go with towing, it's not necessarily about letting it power up. It's just about slowing down for a second.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit different, but yeah, be interesting to see the replay there. See if we can break it down a little bit with what happened, because not ideal for Fivos there, but came up with a smile on his face.
The first one was so quick.
Whoa!
Oh.
Yeah, first one there. He just, bit strange there.
Oh. And
so one, just sped up a bit too much, I think. Yeah, it just looked like he lost control.
It's interesting.
Hopefully he can brush it off and get ready for the wave.
I mean, he was smiling, I think.
He's stoked.
I mean, we know he's got the big moves on the
off
the
I'm
wave,
excited.
So,
yeah. I don't want to spoil it for you guys at home, but he was busting out something new. And speaking of that, let's go over to Steven van Broekhoven for a little interview.
Steven, how did it go?
It went pretty well. I didn't train, so yeah, let's see how the next one will go. I will try to keep. I will try to land it at least. So that's my. I want to go safe, but still good enough to pass. Yeah.
Sounds good. Good luck.
Thank you.
Always good to hear from. Always good to hear from Steven van Broekhoven there. Yeah, just a smooth operator now, isn't he? He's kind of relaxed a lot into his into his like position as just this like the godfather of European freestyle windsurfing.
He's so laid back.
Yeah.
I mean, like we say, he hasn't done any practicing. He spends quite a lot of the time here just pumping around on his pump foil.
Yeah. And just taking in the vibe.
He's really helpful as well. Like he lent me a foil at one of the events.
Yeah.
I think in Italy, and he's always got the spare screws and stuff. He's just happy to help.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
Well, it's great. I think he's one of those guys as well. You know, he likes the scene.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to encourage it and help get more riders into it and things like that. And I think that's probably what happens as you move more into your career. You know, because he knows what it's like to be that rider on tour who is missing the bolts and perhaps, doesn't quite have all the sponsorship yet to be able to, oh, well, I've got all my foil gear and I've got a mast for every sail and I've got all this. You know, he's probably been that rider. He has been that rider earlier in his career, but now he's the opposite of that rider. He can go, oh, don't worry, I've got a spare mast or I've got this foil. And it's great to see, you've got these guys at the very, very, very top of the sport. And the fact that they can just go, oh, yeah, I'm willing to help out. But then, of course, he gets on the water and he's a completely different man.
Oh yeah,
he's the Terminator.
Yeah,
he's not here to do anything else other than
he's got the competition head. I mean, he's been doing it for so many years.
Yeah,
he can perform in competition like it's nothing. So
yeah. But it's like my favorite type of competitors. It's all left on the water. As soon as you get back into the beach, everyone's friends. All's good. There might be, oh, I'm sorry, and none of this and none of that. All this. But once you get on the water, that's what it's got to be like. At the end of the day, we are here for a competition, and that's what it's about. And if you lose, it sucks, but you can't be angry about it. If you win, it's very rare. We never see anyone gloating or being, being bad about it. As I said, as soon as it's off the water, everyone's friends again.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, it's great to see. So that is the end of the combo category, and next up is everyone's favorite, the air. So next up is the air, and going up first will be Lisa Kloster. So basically with the air, because they need to set it up around the wake, they have it, so certain riders like going right foot forward or left foot forward. Yeah. So this time, Lisa is the only one that will be going right foot forward. So she will be going up first, and then the wake boat will reset, and then the rest of the fleet will be going regular.
That's right.
Yeah. So you're a regular, aren't you? You're left foot forwards.
Left foot forwards, yeah. I think in the qualifying round I was in, it was kind of half and half.
Yeah. Yeah. This one's very one-sided. Yeah. Lisa's basically the only rider. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what they've got.
And then I believe they on the wake boat they can kind of fill up the hull on one side, so they bring the water across to the other side, and it creates the wake bigger on that side.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, Lisa just waiting. They're just essentially what they're doing now is just setting up the wake to make sure that's coming from the right place, so that Lisa can hit it and put on a big old move for the crowd here. What do you think she's got?
I'm interested to see, to be honest, because I've seen her go. She's done some nice big air funnels that I've seen in practice.
Yeah, did a really sick one on the first day of practice.
Yeah, I saw her go for a shaka earlier. Yeah, and it was definitely.
No, she was full on the heels and
so fully sailed
horizontal.
So it'd be interesting, if she kind of plays it safe with the air funnel, or maybe goes
big.
Yeah,
Lisa's not. I don't know. Lisa's not.
To be fair, she could be saving the shaka for the regular stance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Exciting to see.
Yeah, because you can also opt to have the ramp, the wake boat for the regular. So I'm going to say, I think we're going to see a big air funnel here. She wants to go big, and then for the regular, she'll be going for that shaka. I think that's a good call there, Jamie. Yeah. Don't forget, if you're watching at home, let us know who you're rooting for. Let us know what you want to see from the riders as we move into this air category. And you can also follow the behind the scenes on Instagram at Freestyle Pro Tour. There's some great content coming out all the time on there as we see Lisa Kloster lining up towards that wake boat there. Whoa. Big ramp headed towards it. She lets go.
Oh, nice.
Silky smooth.
That was really nice. Thumbs up again.
Yeah, just went down at the end there. No, landing or anything, but went big. We hit the boat.
Yeah. When there's zero wind, it's so hard to land and stay on the board.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be directly over it.
Everything,
Otherwise, there's no wind in the sail that can hold you up.
Yeah.
So that's going to score well.
Yeah. I think they're going to be really stoked with that. That was sick. Yeah, I'm excited to see the replays of it. Yeah, as we said, just going for that kind of big air funnel. Interesting. I want to see, where she took off on the wake. Because, I think ideally, having looked at, I've seen a lot of people studying the videos of Sam and Steve here 2 years ago when he did that triple air rotation. A lot of guys watching that video over and over again on social media. And yeah, he kind of hits the ramp at its steepest point where it's kind of quite close to the boat. But that's quite scary to do.
Yeah, it's... Again, I mean, it's that sweet spot of getting the speed right, when to let go.
Yeah.
But then also now with the element of the wave, it's at what point you hit that.
For sure. Lisa with a nice full rotation there in the air. And let's head over to interview with the other girl, Anina, on the platform.
Anina, airtime is on. So what are you aiming for next?
Well, obviously staying in gear as long as possible, but I'm trying to combine it with a flacker. Yeah.
Sounds good. So you're going to pull off a good show for everybody. I'm sure about that.
Hopefully, yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Great to hear from Anina there. So yeah, if you're just joining us, one of the younger riders joining us for her first event. I think more of a kind of foil freestyler, but getting involved with the towing anyway. And looking to try and just send herself around some moves. It's pretty awesome to see, getting stuck into it.
She's had some nice runs in practice.
Yeah.
It's like, I've seen her go. I mean, the thing is, when you're getting pulled that fast and you hit the wave, you're definitely going into the air.
You don't have a choice.
So we're going to see something good.
We're going to see some airtime. Yeah. Yeah, as you said, you nothing you can do about it. There's no choice. Yeah, you're going up there whether you like it or not. So yeah, let's wait and see what Anina has for us. Still, like pretty much zero wind out there, which is good. There's a tiny little bit of ripple in the water, but nothing like we had yesterday. Yesterday it was very difficult. You were out there. You can speak to it better than me, but it looked hard.
Yeah, it's funny how much of a difference just like a couple of knots of wind does make, especially when it kind of coming from behind you like that.
Yeah.
To the chop in the water, but also even just the way that the sail reacts as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like they've got. I mean, there's no wind really. The flags are fluttering.
No, I mean you can see it on screen there. Anina just saying it's complete glassy there. So it's couldn't be more perfect conditions for us. The sun's shining as well. It's a beautiful evening here in Geneva. Let us know, guys, on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching. Let us know where you're watching from. And have you been windsurfing? And have any of you guys done towing before? What have you got? And if you have, why aren't you here in Geneva with us? We would love to get as many of you guys involved and coming and joining in the fun here on the Freestyle Pro Tour. As we wait for the winch to be brought out to Anina, she will be the first in that regular position, so left foot forward. She's going to be the first rider getting up there. Before we see everyone else's sails are exactly the same color. Yeah, a sea of red and orange. So we've got Anina. Next up will be Bodie Kempen, Steven van Broekhoven, Sam Steve, Andreas Rossler, and then Fivos. I mean, I've got to say it. We're all waiting to see Sam Steve. Yeah. I've got to say it. That's what we're waiting to see. Yeah. He put down, and still no one else has done it.
No.
That triple air rotation. No one else has done it. I think Jentel at that event came pretty close. And so did Lennart. But they didn't quite manage to kind of land it and stick it the way Sam did. Sam literally landed it completely perfectly. We haven't really managed to have any of the other riders doing that yet. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys are able to put down heading off that wake.
Interestingly as well, I haven't seen Sam in any practice run, so he's keeping us all waiting.
Well, he did some earlier, didn't he?
But only on the flat, right?
Only on the flat. Yeah. He hasn't gone off the ramp at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not too sure what he's up to, but he's clearly saving something big for us.
I guess it's kind of one of those, if he was to go for one in practice and stick it, then it's almost putting more pressure on himself to do it in the competition.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily beneficial, is it?
No.
To have a go before.
Magicians don't do their big magic trick at the start
Yeah.
when they're practicing to then do it at the end of their show. You know,
very true.
you want to wait.
Yeah.
You got to wait, build the suspense. And he must know, you know, he's not stupid. He knows that everyone is sitting there going, oh, well, he better do that again.
Yeah.
Is he going to do 4 this time?
Yeah.
You know, is he going to do that? And yeah, it must be, I don't know, he's a pretty laid back guy as well. I don't think he's going to be too stressed about it.
No.
I think he's going to be, he'll definitely be enjoying himself. Yeah, and I mean, given the moves he was putting down earlier, and then certainly in the practice runs as well, I don't think he's going to be too worried. So yeah, very, very excited to see Sam and Steve. And then of course Anina getting ready as well. She's got that unique starting position there, staying in the footstraps to start. Let's see what Anina has got for us as the winch is going to start pulling her towards that big old wake boat. And there it is. Always looks so cool when the winch first starts going. It lifts up out the water.
That's one thing with the winch. You don't have any kind of coordination with them. Like if you're not in the footstraps quick enough.
Oh! Anina goes down there. Looked a bit unsettled there, didn't she?
Yeah.
Kind of was a bit too far over onto the heels and got pulled over. So because she didn't quite manage to make it to the wake, she will get one more try.
Yeah.
So Anina will be heading back and going once more.
I mean, like different riders have different preference of how they like to be towed as well. I mean, sometimes it's preferred to keep kind of slow until right at the last minute and then full power at the end.
Big acceleration, yeah.
I think I heard her talking with someone earlier about that because it's actually quite a long run to do at that full speed.
Yeah.
And by the end, you're
tired.
You can be losing control a bit, so.
Yeah, well, losing control, and you're also a bit fatigued.
Yeah.
You know, I spoke to a couple of the boys who've been doing a lot of practice runs, and they were kind of saying, oh, my shoulders are a bit sore, this. But yeah, full skim and bounce across the water. That's where you really get a sense of the speed there. Ooh. Just a bounce and slide. Lucky they've got wetsuits on.
Yeah, and the feet came out the straps.
Yeah. I mean, you had a pretty similar one to that as well earlier today, didn't you?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that feels too fun.
I mean, sometimes it's not so bad. It's kind of rolling the dice a bit. I hit my head on the mast a bit, so it wasn't the best one.
Nah,
my wetsuit boot flew off miles.
Yeah,
it was gone.
I literally said that, and I'm sure any of you out there watching who wear boots, you will know that feeling as well, where you catapult or anything if you're wearing boots. If you don't have the little string on it anymore to kind of tie them down, that boot will go flying. Yeah, I've nearly lost boots before, especially on a super windy day. If you catapult, and that boot is just going to go. You feel very silly having to swim after your boots, I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's always a funny one, losing the boot. Plenty of weight in that wake boat there to make the wave extra big. I know as you said, they kind of fill the hull up as well with water on one side to really kick that wave up even more. But obviously, more people they have in it as well, the heavier it is. So that's going to make the wave extra big for these riders.
Yeah.
So Anina with the reset, and she has one more try. Let's see what she's got for us. And then after Anina, we will go into Bodie Kempen, sitting there with the orange jersey on next to Steven van Broekhoven.
This stage that Anina's at right now is kind of a bit tricky as well, because normally when you're getting towed by a boat or a jet ski, they turn around and look at you and you can see when they're going.
Yeah.
Because it's so far away, all of a sudden the line just pulls. So you have to be...
You have to be really ready for it, don't you? Yeah. So we're seeing Anina there getting pulled in. She looks a lot more relaxed now, a lot more in control.
It's going to come across to the right.
So heading towards the wave, what's she got? Oh! Looks like she just slowed down a little bit too much there. Kind of let go. It's one of those things, it's quite scary as you're heading towards that wave, and that wave is coming at you as well. Yeah. You've got to kind of hold your nerve a little bit and wait before you let go.
There's a lot of things that have to come together perfectly with the timing.
Yeah.
When you're letting go, where you're hitting it.
Yeah, absolutely. Solid effort there from Anina as she hops back into the boat and heads back out to the little island, the pontoon, as we see the winch there. Great view there. All the guys sitting on the rocks enjoying the show here at tropical Geneva. What a place to be. It's such a unique location, and to be able to bring kind of the top level of freestyle windsurfing into the middle of one of the major cities in Europe. yeah, it makes for quite a cool place to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a really cool place.
Yeah.
That sunset last night was
crazy,
incredible.
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, who'd have known you'd see some of the best sunsets in the world in Switzerland? Yeah, no, great to be here, and thanks to Tropical Geneva for having us as well, and of course all the other event sponsors. But yeah, no, it's such a cool spot, and it's also great to see. There's a lot of kids here. They've obviously finished school Friday, and they're kind of sat enjoying it. It's a great way to showcase windsurfing. And I was saying yesterday, me and Andreas, kids love tricks.
Yeah.
Don't they? A scooter, a skateboard, anything like that, they love tricks. And if we're going to get more people out windsurfing and everything like that and get more kids into it, what better way than to, get some of the best guys in the world throwing tricks right in their face?
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
that's
got a really good setup here.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of towing as well. Towing does have its naysayers, as I've said. Some people aren't necessarily too keen on it. But in terms of like just showcasing windsurfing, I think I can think of fewer better ways to do it. Really.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I suppose one nice thing about it is it's a beautiful, sunny, no-wind day.
Yeah.
Perfect for sitting on the beach, which normally when it's windy is not so much.
You don't see a windsurfer. You never see a windsurfer.
No,
if it's a beautiful sunny day, no one's out windsurfing. You're never going to see it.
Yeah.
Well, you might see someone, on a beginner board cruising around. You're not going to see what you've got on screen here. Bodie Kempen getting up, going at 80 kilometers an hour, coming in hot towards a wave. What's he got for us? He's got the Pasco down already. Let's see if he can replicate that. Heading off this wave, going big. He's got it perfectly. Whoa!
Oh!
And sliding round there.
Sick
jump there from Bodie Kempen. Yeah, again, it was that kind of Pasco rotation.
Yeah, definitely like the kind of air flacker style.
Yeah.
As opposed to the kind of air funnel, I would say.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely like threw it much more kind of across. Bodie looking good there. Let's see let's wait to see the replays from that. That was a nice move there. Bodie just solid. He's perhaps not necessarily doing exactly what he wants, but he's, every single, so far in both the combo and then now in the air, he's managed to put down a good move.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Nice.
Sick. Yeah, didn't quite manage to get round really into that second rotation, did he? Me and Andreas were talking about it yesterday. It's difficult because if the way he brought the sail back there, if it was in wind, that would have started to rotate him.
Yeah.
But the problem with towing is you just need to use your body so much more. It's so much more about twisting with your hips and your shoulders and trying to look right over your shoulder to get yourself back into that next rotation.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, he had some good air time there. And on this category, I know they're definitely taking the time in the air into account quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely something that they're looking to do. Bodie Kempen there, with a super nice one. And we've got Steven van Broekhoven getting ready as well. I'm expecting something big here.
Yeah.
As you said, airtime. I want to see that air funnel kind of.
I think he's going to go more burner rotation.
You think?
I think so. Just an inkling.
More of that kind of cartwheel.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see.
Love's going close to that boy.
Love's going close to the boy. Maybe it's because his sail's the same colour. Here we go, Stephen heading towards it. He's got it right bang on the money. Let's see what he's got.
Oh,
wow!
Nice.
Like a cat.
Yeah.
He's stoked there.
Get the sail up.
Yeah, lift the sail up, I promise.
Yeah. Nice.
Sick one there from Stephen. That last rotate, he kind of came down. The sail was basically on the water.
Yeah.
And he just slid straight round.
Pretty much textbook as to what you were just saying about the no-wind style of kind of forcing it round like that.
Yeah. It's all in the body with the towing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed, watching it, over the last couple of years and things. It's definitely so much more about throwing it. You've got to throw it round with your body and let the gear follow you. Whereas when it's windy, you can obviously let the wind kind of take care of that, especially like a second or even third rotation. Yeah, look, just throwing his body around. Wow, sick one. Travels so far in the air there as well. You don't realize it until you see it from that water camera. So let's cut to an interview with the Flying Frenchman, Mr. Sam Estive.
So Sam, airtime is actually your discipline. Are we going to see some of your infamous Sam airs?
I will see. I'm a bit nervous because I not hit this wave since 2 years already, so I know that it's really big. So I'm stay focused to land this trick.
But this is actually what you do, go big or go home, right?
Yes, I try to.
Good luck, we're looking forward to see you.
Thank you.
Just as we predicted there, yeah, Sam, he's trying to play it cool. He knows he's got the big trick. But he's like, well, I've done it before. Am I going to be able to replicate it? But hopefully the nerves don't get the better of him. As I said, we want to see him land it. We want to see him go big.
Absolutely.
You know? So yeah, fingers crossed there. Oh, let's see. I feel like I'm getting nervous. I'm projecting nerves onto him, and I don't want to be doing that. I've gone quiet. I don't want to do it. As he gets handed the winch here. Let's wait and see what he's got. Equally, we saw him earlier in the practice runs. He wasn't making any silly mistakes. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was absolutely sending it. So yeah, let's see what he's got for us.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, I don't think he's one that to get too affected by the nerves.
Nah, I don't think so. No, I think he's going to be playing it pretty cool. But I'm watching Stephen there as well. Hopefully that'll be a bit of motivation for him to be like, yeah, no, I know that I can go really big on this. You know. So Stam winch is starting. Here we go. Sam and Steve, the Flying Frenchman, for the air category. Already put down a great score in the combo. Let's see what he's got for the air. As he heads towards that wave. Letting go. Oh, ah, stuck it. Really sick there. Super nice there from Sam and Steve. Just lands everything so clean.
Yeah.
It's not like he has to pull the sail back up out of the water, anything like that.
No.
He literally just stomps it.
Yeah.
Like you said, you know, you've got to land like right over the middle of the board, and he just seems to manage to do it every time. So yeah, really, really sick there from Sam. Let's wait and see. Check out the replay so we can break it down in full. So Sam and Steve hopping back into the boat. He will be heading back out there to get ready for his regular category. Regular is where things are going to get a little bit different. We're going to start seeing some interesting things. So far, we haven't seen any double air culos, anything like that. So here's full breakdown of Sam. Ah, just the 2 rotations, but went huge. Oh.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, yeah, there's no forcing that
Nah,
at all. It's
that looked effortless. Absolutely effortless.
Fully dry hair still after 2 runs.
Yeah, what's he doing? Yeah, whatever he's drinking, I want some of it. Yeah, that was incredible from Sam and Steve. So yeah, perhaps not that triple, but equally, we can't take anything away from him.
I mean, it's still solid.
Yeah.
And it's good to see. I mean, the guys and the girls that have had 2 solid runs at this point will now know they can kind of really send it on the last one because they've already got something solid on the scoreboard.
For sure. Yeah, exactly. Because as you said, you know, it is a kind of discard system, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it does mean, yeah, that they can sort of relax a bit, you know, and go, oh, for the combo. Now that Sam's landed that, he goes, oh, I've got 2 perfect moves, dry hair for the regular. Maybe I'll throw something a little bit different. Yeah, but equally, he'll probably do something and stick it perfectly, bang.
Oh yeah.
You know, but let's wait and see. Next up, Andreas Rossler having an absolute stormer with his combo score. Managed to pull off that kind of air funnel rotation. Yeah, kind of, I'm going to say first one he's managed to do since he's been here. He's been trying it a lot in the practice runs, but as we said, he keeps getting caught up in that second rotation. But yeah, managed to pull one off really, really nicely there. So let's wait and see what he does off the big ramp. He already tried some really interesting things earlier, that kind of shove it, spock, gutter flip kind of thing. Yeah. I'd say he'll be saving that for the regular category later on. So I think we're probably going to see something fairly similar to what we've seen from Stephen and Sam. But let's wait and see what he's got. Yeah. A fellow helmet wearer, much like Bals Muller. Let's see what he's got for us. Andreas Rossler, young Austrian rider. You know, really, this is, you know, first full event with the wake. Let's see what he's got.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! That was massive.
It went massive.
I think he's going to.
I think that was the biggest.
I think that was 100% the highest.
Look at the smiles on his face.
Wow.
He's the cat who got the cream.
Yeah. He should be buzzing with
He's
that.
going to be really stoked with that. He went huge.
So that was like, I mean, he didn't quite land it.
But he went all the way around.
But it was more like 2 fully in the air, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was no spin at the end so much.
No.
Or a slide at the end, I should say.
He went huge there. Oh, I want to see the replay. That was so sick.
Yeah. I think that will score higher.
Well, as we said, you know, the judging criteria for the air category is that, air.
Yeah.
They want to see you, they literally count the seconds that you're in the air.
Yeah.
They want to see you up there for as long as possible. So, yeah, sick from Andreas there. And as I said, you know, really only just getting into it. Whoa! Oh, he went, it was like a cork.
It's so off axis.
Oh, yeah, like, he went so off axis.
It's almost like shifty into a shifty.
Yeah, the second one was like a shifty rotation. You know that when the guys were first learning shifties,
yeah,
like Bowles, Muller and stuff, and just over-rotating and just, you know, spinning through the air, like a bit like that. It looks, you know, similar to that. Yeah, that was incredible there from Andreas Rosso. He's going to be really stoked with that. Next up, we have Fivos Tsoupas, and we are going to cut over and get a little words from that man.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what happened there, but yeah, Fivos, I think he's the winch is there. It's ready for him. So yeah, we'll interview him afterwards because he is going to be getting ready to go. Yeah, let's see what he's got for us off the air. So I don't know. I've seen him go huge off it, but I've also seen him crash real hard.
Yeah.
So
that's why he's so exciting to watch.
Yeah, either way, I'm pretty excited for this. Quite interesting way of he's kind of starting from sitting on the pontoon,
like a water start.
Is he? Yeah, he is. Oh, I don't know if that seems strange. Is he already in the foot straps as well?
Yeah.
That looks like a pretty difficult way of starting. But equally, you know, sailing in Kiel with a lot of the German riders, he sails, does a lot of tow-in. You know, those guys are always doing kind of tow-in events, things like that. They're all training together. So he's maybe a bit more used to it. And there he is, straight up, too easy for Fivos Tsoupas. Yeah, in his adopted home country of Germany, sending the moves. Let's see what he's got. Jumping off the wave, loads of speed, letting go.
Whoa!
That's huge. He went so high. Woo!
Oh
my! He went so high.
Okay, yeah.
He basically went out of the camera frame.
He's definitely stoked to that by the look of the smile.
Billy Short, the only time I've had head spin like that was in a bar. That's what we like to hear. Always good to see Billy tuning in. We love the comments. Keep them coming in on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching. Yeah, that was crazy. That was another full double everything in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, just floating around.
That's exactly what the judges would be wanting to see.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
that was
by the look of his face when he came up as well, he was like shocked how high he went.
Here we go, replay. Whoa. Oh my God.
It's like actually rotating again, isn't it?
It was like he hit the perfect bit of the wake. Yeah, look, he hit the whitewater and it just, you know, sometimes when you hit whitewater, it just sends you up.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that from the water cam. So high. His face there. Again, yeah, you know, didn't quite manage to stick the landing like, you know, Sam or Steve or even Steven. But, I mean, when you're going that high, you know, we ain't too worried, really, are we?
Definitely not.
Amazing there from Fivos. So, yeah, that is it for the air category. Next up, to finish off, we will be looking for the regular category. So, yeah, next up will be the regular category, starting off with Lisa Kloster. So this is where it's going to get really interesting. We're not really too sure what we're going to see, and that is kind of the idea, really, coming in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one. So we'll see some of them will probably be stepping kind of back to sail.
Yeah.
So it's a weird one. It looks switch stance. In normal windsurfing, it would be ducking the sail regular into that position.
Yeah.
So we'll see some of that, and then also possibly the more kind of typical regular moves, maybe some shakas.
Yeah.
Well, we saw cheese roll from Bowles
cheese rolls, yeah, things like that. Something a little bit different. some of the scores we've got coming in. So interestingly, yeah, Fivos leading the air with 6 points there for his one. Sam and Stephen both with 5 points. Andreas 4.5 points. So yeah, despite Andreas maybe going a bit higher, they do actually also want to see a bit of a landing. As we see Lisa Kloster winding up for that regular move. I think we're going to see that Shaka rotation. She's on the right side of the sail for it. Carving out onto the heels. Let go a little bit early. Whoa!
That was a Shaka.
That was a Shaka.
Nice.
Nice from
I'm
Lisa
pretty sure
there.
she threw a Shaka with her hand as well at the end.
Yeah, I think it was either a Shaka or a thumbs up, but either way, she's going to be really stoked with that. That was full
Yeah,
Shaka.
that was really nice.
Didn't manage to stabilize at the end there, but that was awesome. Sick there from Lisa Kloster. Oh, yeah, we can see the smile on her face. She's stoked with that one.
Yeah.
That was like full Shaka position as well. Managed to get the sail down. That's good tactics she got there, like, or, you know, good technique there of kind of like almost going out onto her heels towards.
She really
towards
carved upwind, like real Shaka style.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome there from Lisa Kloster. So yeah, so she's actually had some really good 6.3 points for her combo, 3.5 for her air. So I would say the air will probably be her discard realistically. I'm going to say she's going to be. That's easily going to, you know, get rid of her air score.
Yeah, she's definitely got a solid score.
Yeah, for sure.
You can see the carve upwind there.
Wow, sick.
Nice, nose down.
Yeah, look.
I mean, you can see as well the way she lands at the end. If there was wind, that's 100%.
Oh, I landed easily.
There, isn't it? It's
Easily.
like
Yeah. Hands up. Yeah, I've done it. I've done it. I know I've done it. Couple of the riders chilling out on the beach. Leonard Neubauer obviously taking the win yesterday in Qualification 1. He's kind of relaxing today. He did a couple of runs earlier to get back into it. But yeah, he's going to be waiting for that final tomorrow before he gets stuck in. So next up, we've got Anina Himos, one of the younger riders, you know, getting into it first event and kind of essentially learning towing as she goes. Yeah, she will be heading off. Interesting to see. I wonder if she'll be using the wake this time. So this is optional, this one here. The air, obviously, you have to use it, realistically. And there's the score coming in there for Lisa. Regular 6.83.
Wow.
So amazing score overall for Lisa. She could definitely put a stamp on today and know that she, put in some sick moves. So winch getting started here. Just taking the line out. It looks like we are off. Anina getting the sail up out of the water. Let's see what she's got for us.
I think she will have the wake.
I think she will as well. I mean, Lisa just showed why you want to have it.
Yeah.
It does make things easier, I think, you know, especially when you're in that learning phase. You just have a little bit more room for error having that wake. Of course, it's scarier as she heads towards it. Whoa! Again, going for that kind of funnel, but almost turning into a bit of a punch sort of rotation there. But great work there from Anina. Lisa Grisley, George's mum, tuning in on YouTube, enjoying watching from our van in the Picos Mountains. Cracking show, guys. Looking forward to the final. Lisa and Sai. No, they must be proud of their boy. Must be proud of George. Yeah, you know, signing that contract with Duotone and now, through into the finals. Must be, I don't know, maybe you can talk a little bit about it. You know, obviously, you've known George for a long time. You guys are friends. And it was that kind of heated thing between the two of you yesterday of, oh, you know, if you do this or if you do this, then you'll get through and then you'll get through. And there was a lot of chatter about it around the event site. How do you guys deal with that? You know, we've been talking about Stephen and how he's so cool on the land and then in the water. How was that for you and George, kind of talking to each other about that?
Yeah, it was quite a funny one, seeing as we couldn't finish yesterday, so we kind of had a whole, I guess, 20 hours or so to wait.
Yeah.
So I mean, all friendly on the beach, but kind of a bit of psyching each other out.
Yeah.
In a jokey kind of way.
Kind of got to play it cool, but also like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he fully deserves to go through, and he fully deserves all the success that he's getting with the sponsors and everything. He's been really working hard
for sure.
Quite a few years now.
Yeah.
And it's really good to see.
Anina there with some airtime showing, there's nothing you can do about it. You're going up there whether you like it or not.
She had good speed that time.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, exactly.
It's definitely like holding on a bit longer and
just looking a lot more comfortable with holding onto the winch there. So next up, we have Bodhi Kempen. He is getting ready, and while we are waiting for that, we have an interview with Anina.
Anina, how do you feel now after your first tow-in competition, actually?
Well, it was really exciting, and I'm glad I didn't break anything. So, no, I'm super stoked.
That's very nice to hear. So what do you think, now that you actually experienced it, are the difficulties?
Well, it's a whole different thing than surfing in general. So you just need to get used to that. And yeah, I think it's training you need to do.
So do you want more?
Yes, definitely.
That's what we want.
Okay, and we've got Bodhi Kempen getting into that regular position. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see the Kulo opting not to use the wave. Whoa, clean as you like. Sick Kulo there from Bodhi. One of the Browers Dam Rippers. Woohoo! The Kulo is definitely their move. Yeah, I mean, there's not much feedback we can give on that, is there, Jamie?
I mean, it was just textbook.
Clean as a whistle.
Yes.
As they say. Yeah, that was a really nice Kulo there. Yeah, interestingly enough, yeah, he's decides, right, actually, I'm not going to use that wake because he doesn't need it.
I mean, the spot in Browers Dam, I guess, they sail quite a lot of flat water.
Yeah.
So that kind of muscle memory of doing the Kulo, even though it's towing, he's got.
It's also one of those moves that, everyone always says, it is that kind of power move or that, ducking power move that you can do in really light winds. As long as you've got plenty of speed, you can kind of throw your body around it.
Use the apparent wind.
Exactly. So it does translate quite well into that kind of tow-in sphere. So yeah, quite a really sick one there from Bodhi Kempen to finish it out. I would say that will definitely better his score from the air category.
For sure.
Yeah, because his air category... or actually, his combo was only a 3.5, so I would say that will definitely better that. Really nice Kulo, fully landed. Flipped the sail, sailed away. Woo! Yeah, sick Kulo there. Wow, so clean. Bodhi regular coming in at 5.17. So yeah, really nice score there from Bodhi Kempen. Next up, Sam and Steve.
Ooh.
What's he got for us?
I think he's going to go with this kind of same as Bodhi's switch stance position.
Yeah. So technically a regular stance in normal windsurfing, but switch in towing, isn't it? It's kind of funny.
Switch,
yeah.
Technically regular. But Sam's got the double air Kulo, so...
It's interesting to see. Yeah, and while we wait for Sam, let's cut over to Bodhi Kempen.
Bodhi, what an amazing Kulo. So talk us through it.
Yeah, so normal stance towing. I thought I would try the Kulo, and I just saw how it goes, and I was surprised about how good it went, so super excited. It was a lot of fun, so hopefully I will pass, and let's see.
Perfect, so how stoked are you about it?
Yeah, super stoked. I'm really happy with my trick, and yeah, super happy.
Cool, congrats.
Thank you.
Nice to hear from Bodhi Kempen there. And as you saw while we were listening to Bodhi, Sam and Steve went for the Kulo, but he went off the ramp there. But I don't know, he took off. I felt like he maybe wanted the double, but maybe he didn't. I don't know.
think he would have been going off with the intention of doing the double.
But he didn't quite get that whip, didn't quite get the rotation. So yeah, kind of having to settle for one Kulo off the thing, but didn't really stick it as well as Bodhi. Obviously went a lot higher.
That was big.
Yeah, you could see he was looking round for that second rotation.
Yeah.
But yeah, just didn't quite have the height there. Yeah, not exactly what he would have wanted. But I mean, he landed his other moves in the other categories so perfectly. I'm going to say he's probably not too worried about it.
No, definitely. It's like that kind of last round he could risk things a little bit more, I guess. Or he's got a good cushion to fall back on.
Precisely. Lovely way of saying it. Yeah, exactly. He can kind of relax knowing, he's probably going to be going through into that final. Yeah, and speaking of that, let's head over and get some words from the man himself, Mr. Sam and Steve.
Sam, another Kulo. Talk us through it. How was it for you?
Yeah, it was a hard decision to make it with the wave or without the wave, and I decided to do with the wave, and I make the rotation, not really plan the landing, but it was quite cool. And I will see now the judges what they think about it.
So how different is this wave for you actually?
This wave is different compared to the other waves. Is really more radical and more big. You know, it's like almost 1 meter.
Yeah, definitely.
So we can really jump high. You know.
That's what you love.
That's why it's fun.
Cool. Let's see what the judges are saying.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, nice there from Sam and Steve. As we thought, he's not too bothered about it. He's still enjoying himself. Next up, we have Andreas Rossler doing something different. I think I know what we're in for.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. Is he going to go for that kind of shove it, Spock, cheese roll kind of rotation again? I hope so, because when he did it the other day, he went so high.
Yeah, so high, and just the distance travelled as well.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see what he's got. He's already put some good scores up on the board as well, but we want to see something a little bit different. Ooh. He is opting to use the ramp. Let's wait and see what he's got for us.
My.
Let him go. Oh,
no! Oh! Is he okay? Yeah.
Oh, he went so big there. That was sick. That was exactly what he did the other day, but bigger and better.
Yeah.
Like, again, you know, I hate to keep using this phrase, but if that was done in the wind, like, he'd have landed it.
Yeah.
He fully came round and landed.
Came round, and then you just kind of rely on the wind just to flip you around that last part.
Exactly.
It's kind of the case when there's no wind, you just kind of fall out the sky a little bit.
Oh,
but
that was so sick.
It was huge.
He's going to be really stoked with that one. It's almost like he should have done that in the air category. Do you know what I mean? It's like, here we go, replay. So it goes round, pulls it back. Wow.
That is so tweaked. Check.
Yeah, look at that point there. Tweak. And then it is that kind of gutter flip rotation, bringing it back there. You know, that kind of shove it grubby almost. That's what we like to see. A little bit of innovation going on there.
I think he should be rewarded for innovation as well, because we like seeing different
Well, I think so, and I think that is, the judges are going to enjoy that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, super stoked. Andreas can come in knowing he's put on a real good show, and I'm going to be very excited to see what the judges are thinking. Yeah, and while we wait to see what the judges think, let's get over and see what the man thinks himself as we take a chat with Andreas Rossler.
Andy, what a progress. It seems like you're getting better round by round. How do you feel?
I'm so stoked. I'm so hyped. It was such fun. I never spent so much time in the air, I think, in my life, and I'm just happy, yeah.
I mean, it's amazing to see how excited you are, and congratulations also for your last trick, an amazing show with Spock.
Yeah, I actually don't know what it was supposed to be. I wasn't planning to do a shove with Spock. It should more have been like a tweak cheese roll maybe, or an air grubby. I just pushed in and see how it went, yeah.
Whatever it was, it's been amazing and the crowd loved it. So we want to see you more like this.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Yeah, mate, he's the puppy dog.
Yeah.
He's just so stoked, isn't he? And as he said, he's never spent so much time in the air. Yeah, you know, he spent the summer in Greece and he learned so many moves out there as well. And as Greta said, you know, he just seems to be getting better run by run, you know, in the toe-in, but also in the wind as well. So, yeah, really, really stoked to see him being able to pull it out here. Next up, we have Fivos, and I can already see the way he's holding his sail is making me extremely excited.
Whoa.
He's going to be doing, he's going to be doing something that we saw him do the other day. Those of you with a keen eye are looking and noticing he's holding his sail the other way around as he is going to be going for this. He actually did this move earlier on, or whatever he's about to try. Maybe he's going to try something different. I don't know. As you said earlier, he tries something, you know, he's very much one of those guys that will be doing something different. Yeah, and just look at the view. Look at the sunset vibes we've got going on in the background here as we look at the famous Geneva fountain in the background.
Nice. Starting like that is ridiculously hard as well.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I think he's made it. Wow.
How did he do that?
I mean, when the water starts pulling it down like that, it's surely game over.
How did he do that? That was crazy. That's so difficult. So, yeah, he is being told clue first towards the ramp. Let's see what he's got for us as he cuts out towards it.
Oh.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
Clue first air flacker from Vivos.
Yeah.
That was so sick. So the last one he did, he did that, but he kind of flipped round the sail in the air and he caught it landing normally, you know, went round the mast. That one there, he kind of looked like he tried it, but actually opted to just stay on the same side.
Around as if, like, actually landed clue first.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Looked like that one. He was more landing clue first. That was so sick. Yeah, second last run of the day. Sick one there from Fivos.
This is going to be close.
I don't know.
I've not looked at any of the scores, and I have no idea who would be going
I mean, it's
through.
looking pretty close. Let me just see if I can get them up now over on freestyleprotour.com. We have them on screen up there. So qualification round 2. So Fivos' new score hasn't quite dropped in yet. So we're just waiting for them. You can see that red cut line underneath number 3, Andreas Rossler. So currently, the guys that will be going through into tomorrow's final, Sam Steve, Steven van Broekhoven, and Andreas Rossler. But we're just waiting for Fivos' score to drop in. I'm going to say Fivos' score is probably going to be pretty high and may even drop Andreas out.
So tweaked as well. It's
like a punch.
It's like a punch, and like at one point it's like a tweaked cheese roll.
I don't even know what that was. Yeah, it's one of those toe-in moves where you're like, I don't know what that was. It was so sick.
Wow.
Mate, maybe we should. Maybe we want to see some more clue first moves. We kind of don't see it much anymore. Now that it's all about the ducking, we don't really see many clue first moves anymore, and they are so good.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see toads so much anymore because everyone does kulos. And speaking of that, yeah, let's over there and get some words for himself as to what that move was with Greta, who is joined by Fivos Supras.
Fivos, what a showman you are. I mean, the crowd loved it and was just freaking out, and you loved it as well, right?
I loved it. The first move, the combo. It was the first time the whole week that I crashed that one, and I had a little bit of pressure for myself. I tried to go as high as possible for the air, and this one, the clue first, air flaker, whatever you want to call it. It's the second time I tried, and I think it worked pretty good. The crowd enjoyed it, I hope.
It definitely did, I can tell you. So are you satisfied with today?
Oh, I'm super happy. I had a lot of fun. We have a nice crowd here, and to be with some people in the water and talk about stuff and not have our phones all the time in our hands. It's a nice time.
It's the best, you're right. We're just here to enjoy and having the best time, actually. Good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Great to hear from Fivos as we look out for the last rider of today for qualification round 2, heading into the regular category, Steven van Broekhoven himself. And Fivos has jumped straight up into first place.
Wow.
So Fivos with 14.37, so has overtaken Sam Steve and Steven van Broekhoven. Obviously, Steven is still waiting for his score to come in. But it looks like, yeah, it will be Steven van Broekhoven, Sam Steve, and Fivos Supras heading through into it. Steven is already guaranteed before he's even gone and done this. He's already guaranteed to be getting through. Let's wait and see what he can add to his score sheet.
I wonder if he'd be aware of that, being sat out there.
I think it's one of those things, he's probably got a bit of an idea of it. He's like, I know I stuck 2 good moves.
True.
But he's like, I don't want to rely on it.
Yeah.
You can't sit back and relax, although he looks pretty relaxed there.
Like sitting back and relaxing.
He looks chilled. But I think, you know, as we've been discussing, he's such a professional competitor and he's so experienced. I can't imagine he's going to be sat there going, I'm pretty chilled.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to do much. I think he's going to be going in, I'm going to... And also, the thing with the toe-in as well, it's not just about that. There's a certain show element to it as well. And he's going to be wanting to put on a show for all the guys who have come down to the beach, you know? So there's going to be that side of it as well of going, no, I want to showcase what I can do.
Yeah.
You know?
What's he going to go for, though, is the question.
Well, so what they're actually doing right now, if you're wondering why there's a bit of a delay, they are resetting because he has requested to go goofy.
So he's got the boat coming from the other side.
He's got the boat coming from the other way. He's put in a special request and said, no, I want to go this way. So if I'm honest, I don't know. I know in Austria, do you remember in Austria a couple of years ago, he did a huge shove-it spock. And it was like the first shove-it spock. It was the first shove-it spock we'd seen. Sorry, looking over, we've got Jento Kers hanging out by the booth, and he's just told me what move he thinks Steven's going to go for. But I'm not going to tell you guys at home. And I'm not going to tell you either, Jamie. Because we want to see what he's going to go for. But I think it's going to be something big. Either way, I'm excited. And if he goes for what Jento's just told me, we're in for a real treat. And it's something I don't think we've seen in toe-in before. So, yeah, very, very excited for this. Let's wait and see what Steven has got for us. He's sitting there. He's got the sail up in the air now. He's ready to go, waving it like a flag. Yeah. Come on, don't forget about me. No, I don't think anyone could ever forget about Steven van Bronckhorst. They are taking the winch out to him as we speak. We are going into the final run of today, qualification 2, before the finals tomorrow. So we've got Leonard Neubauer, Bals Muller, and George Greisley into the finals already tomorrow. And joining them will be Steven van Bronckhorst, Sam Steve, and Fivos Supras. That is a stacked list of riders. All we need to do now for Steven is decide whether he is going to win this or sit in third. And then let's wait and see. So giving the winch over to him. Quentin there on the mic as the beach announcer, one of the local event organisers. Yeah, super grateful to him and to the other guys from Tropical Geneva as well for being so gracious with all of us, great hosts, and we're very stoked to be here. You can see it's such a beautiful place to be. We're in for another big sunset tonight, I think, Jamie, as we see Steven van Bronckhorst getting ready for his final run of the day.
So it's going to be on port tack, left side.
Port tack, left side, yeah.
That narrows it down.
Ooh.
That doesn't really, I don't know.
It doesn't narrow it down. Steven can basically do every move both sides all the time. So, yeah, let's wait and see what he's got for us. I hope I haven't bigged it up too much. But with Steven, you know, as I said, we saw that shove it Spock a few years ago in Austria, and it was the first time we'd seen a shove it Spock in towing, and it was incredible. Loves getting close to that boy there.
Ooh.
Little chop up there just to get himself ready for it. So we are seeing the ramp coming from the other way. Steven is going to be cutting out towards it.
Oh. Oh!
Goes for the bush loop. Oh!
That's rogue.
That is, to quote Jamie Howard, that's rogue. Yeah, that is a crazy move to try in towing.
With no wind.
A tow-in push loop with no wind. Yeah. Incredible. So, I mean, I'm going to say Steven landed that. His sail didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, he came down, sail, just the clue, the corner of the sail just got a little bit caught there, but he managed to get all the way around, still standing on the board, and a big cheer from the crowd there. Yeah, incredible there, a push loop from Steven van Bronckhorst. I'm going to say the judges are going to love that, and that's going to put him firmly up into, you know, second, maybe even first place. But either way, it doesn't matter too much. He has already qualified. Incredible work there from Steven van Bronckhorst. Let's just wait and see.
Almost looking like he was spinning out as well. When you,
I mean,
the thing when you are on the left side like that, but you're carving to the left, you're kind of, it's the opposite to how you normally do it because you're actually carving your heels.
Yeah.
Across, and the rope's trying to pull you the other way. It's exactly what happened to me earlier, and I spun out.
Yeah, and catboard.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think he would have wanted a little bit more speed. He had to let go as he was losing the control.
Yeah, it looked like he let go a bit too early because he would have spun out or something. To sit on your heels there, you know, you're asking to spin out basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so sick there. Here we go. Let's get the replay on of that. The first push loop tow-in we've seen.
Oh, that's proper.
Oh, just caught the mast at the end there, but so sick. Woo! So sick there, that push loop. Goes down. Let's go over to Steven himself.
And last but not least for today, oh my God, how amazing, a push loop attempt.
Yeah, I had it in my mind. I said, yeah, why not trying it? Here's the only chance where you get a good wave. But yeah, I wish I could carve a little earlier to the wave. I think it can be better for sure. Next time, if I try again, I take a smaller sail and bigger wave, I will make it.
Yeah, but as you could hear and see, the crowd loved it. Yeah. Everybody was amazed by it. So where did you get the inspiration for this trick now today?
Just because we had to do something regular and I didn't want to go switch hitting the wave because it feels kind of dangerous. So I thought maybe, yeah, you know, I can do a push loop on pretty small waves, so why not trying it in towing?
Definitely, that's what we want to see more actually. Yeah. Thank you, ciao.
Great to hear from Steven there. Yeah, super impressive performance. You know, we've seen it before, you know, in notable events. I mean, I think back to a Brouwersdam event many years ago, and it was the first time I'd seen a push loop done on anything resembling kind of flattish water. But now we see, you know, the guys doing shifties, everything like that. You know, they can do push loops at such low levels now. And let's take a little look at the scores. So yeah, Steven van Broekhoven with that push loop catapults him all the way up into first place for qualification 2. So advancing through to the finals tomorrow will be Steven van Broekhoven, Fivos Supras, and Sam Steve. Yeah, big up to Andreas Rosser and Bodie Kempen. Tim Gerdes, sadly, I think deciding not to compete. He hurt his back the other day and decided not to. But yeah, big up to all of the riders for putting on such an incredible show there. Must say something about, Steven van Broekhoven with that push loop. Really, really great work there from some of the riders. Didn't see that triple air rotation from Sam, but maybe he's holding it back for the finals tomorrow. That's what I like to think anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least we're going to see him in the finals, so.
Exactly, yeah. And they will be joining, as I said earlier, Leonard Neubauer, Bals Muller and George Greisley from yesterday. So it will be 6 riders going into it. And then, of course, Micah Hooverman already in from the qualification 1 yesterday. And Lisa Kloster will be joining her from today as well. Lisa Kloster with a really impressive performance as well, putting down a shaka. Yeah. A move we don't necessarily tend to see that much either. Really great work there from all of the riders. We hope you guys have enjoyed the show as well. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Freestyle Pro Tour, where you guys can keep up with all the behind the scenes action, what's going on with the riders in between when we go live as well. Don't forget to stay glued to our Facebook, our YouTube, everything like that for the action tomorrow. We are going to be coming in hot with the finals of the tow-in. I myself am excited. Jamie, are you excited?
It's exciting times.
Exciting times. Thank you so much for joining me in the booth. We hope you guys have enjoyed it as well. And yeah, that is it from us. Have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow for some more.